Hey everybody, welcome to my shop. Come on in. Well, hey everybody, it's Tom here. Welcome back to the channel. Got another project, so figure I'd film it and make a video for you guys. Well, first off, I just want to say, thanks for hanging out with me. Thanks for watching my videos. I appreciate it. So this video is, ain't she sweet? Hopefully it's not washing out here. So what we got to do is we got to make a mount for this baby here. This is a Ames 6-inch travel, DTI, dial travel indicator. I'm going to use this on my Monarch lathe because I do not have a DRO on it, and I like it that way. I like the old school method of using dials. So got to figure out a way to mount this. It's pretty heavy, but I kind of have a plan. So let me get you moved over to the Monarch and show you what our plan of attack is going to be. So what I'm currently using is just 1-inch dial travel indicators, and they work for 90% of the work. But if you got to travel along the x-axis more than an inch, and then you got to move it an inch, slide to DTI, and do it again and whatever and whatnot. I don't know if the camera can show it, but I do have a 2-inch travel, and then I got 3-inch. But I scored this nice Ames for a real good price. I sent it up to Mark Rotowski, and he cleaned it up and put a new face on it. So I figured, why not? Let's use this baby, or at least have the capability to use it if we don't need to use it more than a couple inches, and I can use my other ones. So what I'm going to do is basically, I think I'm going to use a stock of aluminum because I've got plenty of it. And so I think what we're going to do here is kind of like what this carriage stop block is like. It's got the V groove cut into it, 245s. That way the block will not only hang on this and not want to move. We can put a couple rare earth magnets on the back there and then a couple here on the side. And hopefully that will hold it. So that's the plan. A little bit of milling, pretty easy, but I figured I'd film it. Should be a fun project. So let me go find a chunk of stock to get started with, kind of lay it out a little bit, and we'll get some chips flying. So I found this nice big piece of 7075. I mean, it's amazing. This is the stuff that got thrown out at metal supermarkets, And these drops are like, yeah, we don't need them anymore. I mean, perfect for small hobbyists and job shops. So it is 6.5 centimeters by 5 centimeters, or 2 inches by just a little over 2.5. So this is a stop. I just have to replicate this angle here, no biggie. And it originally had this just, a little bit of a stock removal, kind of give it a, lighten it up, and I guess give it a nice look. So we'll do the same. I just kind of laid it out. And see if I can hold this. So let's see, it should go like that. So she'll be hanging on the rail like that, and then the DTI will go in like this. So let me go cut a hunk of this off, and then we'll get it set up, I guess, in the horizontal mill, and we'll get to slinging some aluminum chips. Should be fun. So the block is cut, and I am just skim cutting it, kind of get it squared up and get all the surfaces cleaned. I did one side in the shaper, but I didn't like the surface finish. And of course, I wasn't using the most correct tool. I should have been using, maybe either a round nose or closer to a shear tool profile. Instead, I was just using a regular cutting bit. And I just didn't want to take the time to grind some up. So we're over here at the mill, and I'm just fly cutting. But what I'll show you here is, I don't know if it's going to blow it out or not. A guy on the Hobby Machinist forum mentioned using one of these round button type carbide inserted tools that he has real good luck on a surface finish doing that instead of using your conventional tool. Let's see, you know, a conventional tool like this. So that's what we're going to do. We're going to give her a shot and see what it looks like. Surface finish isn't looking too bad there. Running about 900 RPM. I got some WD on it. I'm only taking about 6 or 7 thou off though. Just need something to clean it up. Alrighty, feels really smooth. You can barely feel the striations there. I don't know if this is 100% wind using that button type or not. Alrighty, I'll keep at it. So I got the vise on, got it trimmed, got the head to 45 degrees. 2 flute regrind. It was 1 inch, now it's about 985 thou or so. Got the block in. Hopefully you can see what we got to cut. So touched off and I came down 100 thou. So I'm gonna get you set up and we'll get some chips flying. Alrighty, let's give it a shot. Well, a little bit of change of plans. I was getting some vibration I didn't like. So I think what I'm gonna do, I'm just gonna go ahead and chew out the majority of this first. We got a 2 flute, 1/2 inch end mill in there. So I think that's what we're gonna do first, you know. Taking off 100 thou. Well, we're back over here at the horizontal. So I chewed out a bunch of material and I also changed to a 4 flute. I'm thinking some of that vibration I was getting from that 2 fluter, you know. So this way you should pretty much almost always have a flute in the cut versus that 2 flute. I think that was giving me the vibration. Like I mentioned earlier in a previous video, and it's been a minute since I've run a horizontal. So you don't get the feedback like you do on a Bridgeport style mill because, you know, these horizontals are a lot beefier, more rigid, and more horsepower. So, you know, you don't know if you're doing it right or doing it wrong until, you know, your part gets thrown across the room or you break a cutter or something, you know, expensive happens versus on the Bridgeport. You can kind of feel when you're in your sweet spot or not. So a little bit of trial and error, but all you can do is do it and learn, right? So let's get this party started. I think I'm pretty much where I need to be. We're just going to slowly start taking it down and removing some material. This may be the last pass. I tell you, I do like 70-75. It machines nicely. So, yep, we're at to depth. So that was the last pass. Looks pretty good. I don't know if the light's blowing it out. Let me try to move around a few different angles and you guys can see her. So, get it out, deburr it, and stick it on the lathe bed. So I'm just milling some 45-degree chamfers on the corners. I already got this one knocked out. Getting the other one done. Let me bring you up to speed on what I've been doing. So, got the V done. And, you know, hindsight, but I thought about it, I would have gone ahead and milled a step out here and then milled the V. Instead, I had to take all that material out. But, you know, we're kind of designing on the fly. Didn't think about it. And then you saw in that short clip, I went ahead and just did a pretty good chamfer on all the top edges. And then I just milled down that flat part right there. So we didn't have a point. Let's go over to the lathe and show you what I got going on for the next couple steps. The fit is pretty good. I got a little bit of a gap here. Originally I was going to put some magnets in there, but I think I've changed my mind on that because I was going to mount this thing this way, but it does make it a little bit difficult to read. So I think what we're going to do is we're going to put it on top. I'm still in frame, so if I do that, then I can just do a like a twist handle that'll go through here, and then I'll kind of wedge it against the side of this rail. Not sure if it's going to try to lift it up. If it does, then you know I can make you know, something like this that has a lip on it. It'll go underneath, and I'll grab it, make sure it doesn't lift up. We'll just play it by ear and see how it goes. So I think what I'm going to do is basically do an outline of this and then kind of mill it out. So something like this, you know, round and then come out. So the dial face will be here, and then this long travel area will be supported right there. So let me actually get a good outline, and I'll get it on the mill, and I'll just start chewing away some of this material and get her to sit in. Probably mill out, I might mill out a pocket to go there to run a screw, so it'll go in there and then it'll grab that. But I'll see. Designing on the fly. All right, let's get over to the mill. So I was taking 50 thou depth of cut, and I've done a 200 thou deep so far. Let's do a little test fit on her. Okay, so I gave it like an extra thou on each side. So it looks like we got a nice fit. Oh yeah, because I wasn't sure how straight this is. So she's getting snug already, so. Oh yeah, that's a nice fit. Perfect. Now what we gotta do, though, I gotta slide it in farther. So, got to probably set up the boring head, I'm guessing, and cut this part out so the dial will recess, so basically it'll sit farther back. Well, of course, you know, the end mill's in the way. So it will sit, you know, basically about right there. So I've got the lug on the bottom that's in the way right now, but it'll sit right there and hold a little more of the weight. So let me get that set up, I guess, and bring you guys back. Got my 3-inch boring head in. Got the carbide triangular insert cutter moved over from center line 1 inch and 625 thousandths to give me a diameter of 3 inches and 0.250. So I had just been whittling away, as you can see, a little bit of a, you know, bozo line there, so I can kind of go to it. Got about took it all the way out. This is like the last pass. I'm gonna go down, so we'll get a little bit of footage, but you know, nothing fancy, just a boring head, slicing chips. Running 350 RPM, and I'm just slowly feeding the table up. Going up a total of 200 thousandths. So that's 100. Coming up on 200 thou right there. Let me back her down, and we'll move the table out, and we'll see what she looks like. Alright, that one looks pretty good. Can't go in any farther because of the lug on the bottom, so we're gonna have to mill a slot, but sweet. All right, I think what I may do, yeah, let me figure it out. I'm gonna come in a little more so I can get this lug all the way in there, and that way we can just pin it down. Cool. Let me just chew the rest of this off camera, and I'll be bringing you guys back. Okay, got it radiused in there. Sweet. And let me see here. Let me get this out of the way, because you know it's going to be in the way. Everything likes to be in the way. And we'll give her a test. So, came over 700 thou. I hadn't already mentioned that, so it should fit in good. So like I said, we're gonna have to mill a slot for this lug, but she should come in about all the way. She should sit about right there, just so the lug is inside the fixture. So sweet. Hopefully you guys can see that. So that's basically what we got to mill out right there. That's Mr. Chaos with his squeaky ball. I got him in the shop today. He's having a good time. You can see that right there. I got to go a depth of roughly 475 thousandths, and then we got to move over 700 thousandths. So let's get this slot cut. Just working my way down about 50 thou a pass. Think I'll get you a little bit of a video here, because after this one I'm probably going to have to use air to keep the chips out. Right now the chips are evacuating okay. They're going to get packed up here soon, so give you an idea what I'm doing. I'm using a I don't remember what I'm using. I know I'm using a 4-flute 1964s. And like I said, I'm just going in 700 thou, the length of the lug. Just got wrapped up, so there's a slot. And let me get you in a good position, and we'll test fit her there. See what she looks like. But we should be golden. I had to go a little bit deeper on the farther end. Ah, nice, there you go, sweet, look at that. Excelente. All right, you probably can't see the bottom there where the lug is. Well, I can try. Move you over there. You can see underneath. I'm not sure how the lighting is, but there she is, if you can see it. Cool, I like it. So now I guess I am wrapped up for the night. It's dinner time. We'll pick this up tomorrow, but now what we got to do is, you know, go in and mill a hole so we can, you know, drive a probably just a screw of some sort, thread the back side so it'll grab it, and we'll be good to go. That way it'll hold it in there nice and tight, and then we'll continue on with getting this thing wrapped up.